Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Joshua here today, and I'm here with the lovely
Karen Hardy.
Hello Karen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you own a design company, correct? Or an interior designing company?
That is correct. I am the owner of Accent Interiors, which is a full-service interior design firm in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, and how is that? How are you enjoying that?
Oh my goodness, I'm absolutely loving what I do. I thank God every day for allowing me to do what I absolutely love. It is a profession that is dear and near to my heart, and it's just a love that I have.
Yeah, what made you start it? Like what started you on this journey?
You would not believe how often I get asked this question. And I'm going to try to give you the short version versus the long version. But I have to start out with that I was a registered nurse, and I worked in cardiac surgery ICU. And during that time, my husband and I started to build a home, build a custom home. And I would often, come into the nurse's station and in the break room and have all my little samples and everything, because when you're building a custom home, you want beautiful custom items.
Yeah.
So I told my husband, I said, I'm really excited. I'm going to out looking for custom draperies and custom this. And he was like, wait, hold up, Karen. We're barely affording to build this house. He said, we're going to have to put sheets up a while. Well, they needed to revive me because I just fell out,
Yeah.
He don't know me.
By samples, you mean like colors, like textures, or?
Yeah, fabric samples.
Okay.
The fabric samples and trims and things like that I was picking out. But when he said put up sheets, I just couldn't imagine it. So I told him, I said, well, guess what? I can sew these. And he's like, okay, Karen, we don't have a lot of money to waste. Well, little did he know, I wasn't sewing when I was dating him, but I took sewing in a home economics class, and I learned how to sew. So I felt as though I could make them, since he said we couldn't afford to buy custom. So he sent me out, looking for custom, and I went out. Honestly, I did give him his props. They were expensive back then, and this was, close to almost 30 years ago. And so I started researching, and I'm going to tell my age a little bit now, Josh. I was going to the library. There was no internet. There were no...
People still use the library. I hope people still use the library.
Oh, they should, because it is where I learned a lot of my information when I first started teaching myself what went into custom drapery. So I went there. I spent many, many hours there. And then I said, okay, I got this. And I just started making custom draperies for my home that was being built. So as the contractors would get to a certain point, I go measure the windows, then I go to the library, do my research, and I go to the fabric store, and then I start sewing.
Nice.
So, and to fast forward, to make a long story short, by the time the house was built, we had custom draperies at every single window. Now, Josh, there might not have been a lot of places to sit down, but we didn't have a lot of furniture.
But those are some damn good draperies.
It was some damn good draperies at the window. Absolutely beautiful. So then I started having an open house from my family and friends to my colleagues at work.
Okay.
And that's where it all started to change for me. No one could believe I had made the draperies. And everyone kept asking me, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? And pretty much one of my first clients was one of the physicians that I worked for then in cardiac surgery. I love him dearly. His name was Dr. Garati.
Dr. Garati.
He was a heart surgeon.
I love that last name.
I know, me too. And I loved him.
Where's that from?
I'm not sure.
That's an interesting Garati. Because I'm from, my family is originated from India, and it's giving me that kind of vibe, Garati.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, but I loved him, to say. And not only the great person, but just a great physician.
Yeah.
And loved taking care of his patients. So I started there. Started getting orders from, like I said, the doctors, the nurses, the anesthesiologists, and it just was inspiring. But I was doing it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
It's almost like it was so calming, and it was so rewarding, and just to see the look on my client's face when it was installed, and I would do it and not even get paid. That's how much I loved it, you know. And I always tell, as a passion, I will always tell people today, when you find something that you absolutely love and you would do it, and then think about it, whether you got paid or not in certain, circumstances, that's the career for you. You know, that's what you love.
For sure, 100%. Because I mean, if you're gonna be looking at like the clock all day, like that's not what you want to be doing every day.
No.
You gotta be able to think, you gotta be able to go back and forth, conversate, or just be able to just like have that connection with your hobby and then realize that you can make it into a job.
Yes. And a lot of people say, well, Karen, how did you transition? I mean, didn't you love nursing? I absolutely did. But then I had to stop and think, what about the nursing that I loved? And the most important thing I loved was taking care of people. I love interacting with people. I'm a people person. I just want to be there for you. I want to make sure everything is okay. And guess what? The one career transitioned to another. Because when I'm in the hospital and I'm caring for you because you have a problem or some type of disease and you need that help. I'm there. But if you transition it to interior design, guess what? You still have a problem. You have that you're sitting at the kitchen table and you want to read the paper, but the light is coming through the window and you cannot see the paper at all. So now you have a problem that you need an interior designer or decorator to come in and take care of that problem for you.
Yeah.
So
the problems are different, but like at the end of the day, it's just the helping people aspect that makes it strong.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can do a lot of different things to help people, but as long as you kind of make that journey to figure out how you want to help somebody.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So it transitioned. So I'm still nursing.
You're still nursing?
I'm still nursing.
Oh,
yes,
so you're doing a little bit of both.
No. Not literally nursing.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
See, Josh, I got you.
It takes me a minute,
So yeah, I'm still nursing. I'm nursing my clients at a different, in a different area. Yes.
So what would you say would be, like what made you outweigh nursing as opposed to interior decorating and designing?
Well, because I had the love for both, my husband would come to me and say, Karen, you're killing yourself, which I didn't think I was killing myself. He said, you doing both, each of them was going to be a hobby. So what you need to do is decide on which one you really want to do and put all of your energy into that. He said, if you want to leave nursing, I will support you 100%. And I'm thinking to him, I'm not leaving nursing. Do you know how hard nursing school was for me? It's not easy.
It's a lot of time of your life.
It was a lot of time and commitment, And so again, I prayed about it and we talked about it and I decided, and we came up with this. If I left nursing and pursued my interior decorating career, specializing in custom window treatments at that time, if it does not work, I'm always a nurse and I can go back to nursing. So that was a pivotal moment. So it was almost like, okay, Karen, what's holding you back from trying what you say that's your passion and what you love to do? So that's when I said, okay. So I kind of cut back and cut back and cut back. So I went from full-time to part-time, from part-time to PRN, which is as needed, and trying to hold on, and then finally letting it go.
That's awesome because you built yourself that structure to be able to kind of tear it down and build it back up again.
Yes.
But with the knowledge that you have, it's going to be a lot faster.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when you do interior designing, what would you say, because it goes into a lot, it's not just like couches, like you're thinking about like probably lamps, you're thinking of like where the window is.
Oh, absolutely.
Where the rug is going to go, the tables, you got vases, cups. I mean, what goes into like your thought process when you are walking into a house? Or maybe just when you get a call and you're just like, hey, this is what I need done. Like what are the gears going in your brain?
Okay. So the first thing I want to make sure is that you and I are a match. Okay. Because it's important to have an excellent relationship with your interior designer. They are coming into your safe space, your home, your private area to transform it the way that you want it. So I'm looking for a relationship with my clients.
Okay.
Okay, so I say I have a discovery call. We can do it either by email, we can do it by a Zoom, we can do a phone call, or you can come into my studio. Just to kind of talk about what your needs are. So I'm more focused on you and what your outcome needs to be. So I'll say, okay, Josh, tell me what it is that you want. So I go through a series of questions, and I just want to you keep telling me exactly what it is that you want, so that I can then say, okay, this is what I need to do to be able to design this space for you.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So you may say, if I don't ask you any questions, and let me just tell you, I'm talking from experience here, and I tell this to my students as well. If I don't ask you any questions of what you like or what you don't like, and I'm just saying, I'm the designer, and this is how Josh's house needs to look. And then I come and do a beautiful design presentation for you. And you look at me and you said, Karen, I don't like blue. And I'm just assuming you like blue because you're a man.
This all goes downhill from there.
And it all goes downhill. Even though it could be a beautiful presentation,
Yeah.
but you don't like that.
Someone might like it for sure.
Someone might
but
like
the
it.
person that you're working with doesn't, because you didn't communicate that with them.
Exactly. So the more you tell me, the more information I can get, then the better I can create a beautiful design for you. And what is so funny is that after the project is done and it's all completed, they be like, oh my gosh, Karen, I love it. How did you know? Well, let's go 2 months ago when we had this conversation. I got all this information from you, so that I know how to create this design. So I tell everybody, if you give me the information, I can design, create, and transform any space.
Okay.
Yeah, just truly by communication.
I mean, that makes sense, because when you get into their head, you kind of understand what they're thinking at the end of the day. So it's like, okay, so you're thinking about this here, and then you just do what they want, but they just didn't understand until you walk through the door.
Yes, so I'm pulling out of you what you want. But because you don't have any expertise in this area, you don't know that. So that's why it's hard for you to try and do it yourself.
Okay.
So it's almost like you can say a little therapy there as well.
Yeah. It's almost like there's people who have professions that that go to people's places and just help them get better.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's all, the point of owning a business is to help people at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
So.
Yeah. And I do get a lot of people to ask me, well, Karen, did you like it? Well, guess what? I don't have to like it.
You like it, I like it.
If you like it, that's what you hired me to do. And I make sure, if the design is the way you want it, and I have used all the elements of design, I'm not going to do anything that's not within the scope of my work. If you like it, then I absolutely love it. Now, I am going to say I have a wide range of what I really do like. So I do like 99% of the projects that I work on. Not in me saying I like it does not necessarily mean it's for me. See, a lot of times people get confused of what they like versus what they would want in their own home. Because a lot of things I like, I wouldn't want in my house.
I see what you mean, yeah. So you just kind of have to accept the fact that, this isn't something I'm going to like, but because they like it, it's whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have to also accept the fact that just because your friend has it and you like it in their house, may not necessarily fit in your house, and you're going to like that. So
the square's not going to fit in the circle hole, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any work specifically that you like, any job that you did recently, or maybe your favorite job that you've enjoyed working with?
You know what? I have so many, but I just recently, actually yesterday, I went to visit a client home that I had done a few years ago. And I walked in there and I was like, oh my gosh, this still looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the downsides, okay? So when I want to keep selling to a client and they call me back, maybe for another space, I can't even say, let me do this or let me change that, because it still looks good, So I don't have anything one in particular, but most of my projects, I take ownership. So I'm a very type A personality,
Mm-hmm.
and
In what way?
I am very forceful but pleasant.
Okay.
So when I come in, I'll let you know, once you sign the contract, you're really signing over this space to me until I'm done. And then when I'm done, I will hand it back over to you because I take it personally.
Okay.
Okay, I take it as though I would want someone to take care of my space the way they would want to take care of their own space.
I see what you mean.
Yes, so I come in there and I say, okay, please don't move that right now because, I'm not finished. Let me finish everything and down to the smallest detail. And I let them know that I am going to make sure every I is dotted and every T is crossed.
It's like a trust factor to it.
Yes,
because you did ask for my help, so it's like I got to give you that help. It is about you. It is going to be about what you want at the end of the day, but I do have some ideas that are, that are absolutes that you need to kind of listen to.
That is correct.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why in the beginning, that's the relationship. Is this a good fit? For me to come in and do your space. And then when people look at it like that, they're like, you're right. And I keep saying, trust me. You just gotta trust me. That's why you hired me, And then I also let them know is that even when I'm doing just from a simple interior design project to a renovation of a kitchen and bath, you have to understand, I am your advocate. Okay? Whether if it's between me and the subcontractors, you need to hire. I'm telling anyone that's listening to this, and I don't care who you're working with. If you're having a bathroom remodel, if you're having a kitchen remodel, if you're having an addition, always bring on an interior designer. Because what they're gonna do, they're your advocate between you and the contractor. They're gonna make sure they're doing it right and not fast.
Okay.
They're gonna make sure all the details are covered, and they're gonna look at things that the contractor may not even look at. So this is a major investment, and you wanna make sure you do it once and it's done right.
Of course.
Okay.
Different people look at things differently.
Exactly.
So when you find something that another person might not, being able to kind of like...
Yes, and guess what? After it's done, it's too late.
Yeah, that's also true.
I get a lot of that. I come over and they ask me this, and I say, well, why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you do that? And they didn't know. They said, because the contractor said, And again, I'm not, putting down any contractors because I'm a Class B contractor myself.
We all just don't know.
You don't know. And they are there to do the work. Okay? They're not there for the details, for the design, for what make it can be easy over here, or a little amenity over there, or let's add this, or let's not put this there, because later I may want to come back and put a towel warmer in this spot, or I may want to do X, Y, and Z. So you're bringing in that designer to really lay out the space the way you want to see it done, and then let the contractor come in and do the work.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise, likewise.
Did you want to say anything to anybody, or you want to speak about some other stuff before we go?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Josh, why do you ask for that? You know I do. First thing I want to talk about is that being in the industry for over 30 years, I've always wanted to give back, which I have been. And one of the ways I try to give back is I teach at the University of Richmond. We have a year-long program for any inspiring interior decorators to come in, and I think it's an excellent program, a foundation to get started. There is a class that starts every September, and I have to say, we're the #1 program on the campus for the School of Continuing Ed, and the program runs from September through April, and it's intense. And it is awesome. Not because I teach, because there are 2 other instructors along with myself. And also for those out there, adding to my interior design business, I will be starting business coaching in my design area. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it's a lot going on.
Good, no, but I'm excited to see where you go. I did have one more question. You thought it was over. It's
okay.
Not. Everyone who's watching, just stay with me. Be patient, I promise. Because you're gonna get different people around the world.
Yes.
And you're gonna get different minds. And is there like a specific like cultural design that you like particularly enjoy?
No, not in particular. So I like to have that. I want to read my customer and say, okay, so say if you're Indian
Yeah.
and you want that culture in your home, because I believe you should design it, according to the way you live, your lifestyle, your travel, your work, your play, and that allows me to really start researching the Indian
Okay.
culture, along with pairing it with my design skills to come up with a design for you. So I also know that you know what you want, Josh. You just need someone to help you to bring it out, to say, this is what I
Yeah.
really want. So that's what I want to do. The answer really is inside of you. You just need me to help you to bring it out.
Well, I appreciate you helping me bring this out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it was good talking to you.
Yes.
Everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Ignite Sparked by BBB Central Virginia, and then check us out on LinkedIn, BBB Serving Central VA. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.